Viewers, do you remember the opposition's Pegasus scam hue and cry in Parliament, in which they alleged that there had been a mega snoopgate by the Modi government? Or do you remember the entire Adani JPC showdown that the opposition had in Parliament last year after the Hindenburg saga? You know, there was one mastermind behind both of those reports. It's an organization called the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, or the OCCRP, which according to the Congress party was a beacon of investigative journalism. Rubbish. As it turns out, this long celebrated so-called crusader against corruption, OCCRP, is nothing but an obvious front of the US deep state machinery stuffed with American dollars inside out. This is not me saying it, viewers. It is a former collaborator turned whistleblower called Mediapart, which is an independent French investigative online newspaper. Mediapart and its partners have uncovered a deep financial and administrative nexus between OCCRP, which is behind the Adani report, behind the Pegasus report, and the government of the USA. Viewers, let me tell you what is staggering in this report are these facts. Number one, the US government provides more than half of the OCCRP's yearly budget, and the OCCRP in turn targets Adani. Number two, the US government has the right to veto, quote, key personnel, unquote, within the OCCRP, which means journalists, editors, everybody is appointed effectively by the American government. Number three, the US stuffs OCCRP coffers in order to investigate US interests, while some of those funds are given specifically to their projects in countries that are regarded by Washington as enemies. Number four, in 2023, Washington provided $11.7 million to the OCCRP, covering 53% of all its expenses, and therefore the so-called mission-driven non-profit newsroom of the OCCRP that claims to be one of the largest investigative journalism organizations in the world is actually an extension of the American geopolitical instrument in disguise. So the deep state's fingerprints are just everywhere. From targeting Indian firms like Adani to amplifying dissent during domestic protests, OCCRP's investigations often align very suspiciously with the West's strategic interests. Aided by George Soros's billions, the organization wields its journalistic arsenal selectively, sparing US allies and conveniently targeting American political adversaries. Each time such reports surface, India's opposition jumps into action, parroting these narratives and weaponizing foreign propaganda against its own government. Whether during the Hindenburg-Adani debacle, during the Pegasus allegations, or protests like CAA and the farmers' stir, the opposition has gleefully echoed the deep state's narrative, raising serious questions about its priorities. It is time for us now to connect the dots. OCCRP's so-called investigations are not about justice. They are about power. They are about America using its power. And those aiding this foreign agenda in India owe the people of this country more than silence. They owe some serious answers. The Congress party owes us now some serious answers.